Hey guys, what is shaking? I promised Carmen and the rest of you guys a little mini series on Stoic thinking and gratitude and mindfulness. Some of the things I kind of use to keep my head above water during this battle that we call Parkinson's, amongst a lot of other things that I probably just can't say in this video. Why am I wearing this hat? I shaved my head. I look pretty decent. Shaved my beard. I'll show it off today. So listen, the gist of Stoic thinking, honestly, in layman's terms, it's just living in the now, mindfulness. You've heard me say a million times, the only thing that I've learned through trial and error, trust me, years of it, 48 years of it, the only thing that you can try to control is your mind, and at times you can't even do that. Everything else is out of your control. The perfect life circumstances, you just try to do your best to deal with them, how you absorb them. That's what this is all about. It's about spending enough time on this earth on what's important, not things that are out of your control, not things that you've lost along the way or things that you won't have. Listen, there's nothing wrong with learning from the past. We all do, but you can't dwell in it. You can't let it consume your life. You can play the Powerball all you want. Doesn't mean you're going to win. Mindfulness and Stoic thinking are really about using your senses. It's about not just eating because you're hungry. It's about taking a moment to enjoy the taste of the food, the preparation that was put into it, the spices that were put into it. It's not just about hearing somebody. It's about actually taking the time to listen to them, comprehending what they're saying. It's about the beauty in life, using your eyes to see the beauty in life and not just the devastation that you see in the news. Listen, the thought process that over time, your heart and your mind become filled with gratitude other than resentment and anxiety. Especially for people with Parkinson's, it took me a while to realize life can be short, so why would I want to waste time doing anything but being grateful and enjoying my life? You don't have to be perfect. Like I said, you just got to be persistent with it, and it'll become a habit. But like I told Carmen, the first thing you have to do is a self-evaluation. The funny thing is we're taught to be compassionate and have empathy for others, but not for ourselves. But I think we need that once in a while. You heard me say I took a step back in my life, and it kind of allowed me to view outside of the circle how I view situations and people, and feelings have changed, but I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Listen, all right, so listen, I never told anybody this, not even the people closest to me, but I'm going to do this today. How can I say this? I know this sounds kind of weird, but at the end of each day, I evaluate myself. I take a step back like I'm a physician or a neurologist, and I look at the log of what I ate and the pills that I took for my Parkinson's and the PT, and I say to myself, did any of these trends that I see lead to a good or bad day, and how can I create more of them? How can I avoid the things that make me feel bad? It's not like you go to a doctor and he says you have a high blood pressure and you're fixed because he told you that. It's about the practice. You have to implement this stuff. Listen, nobody's perfect. Like I said, it's about being persistent. It's about making it a habit. It's about doing the work. I feel like it's important because with Parkinson's, you're constantly feeling a million different things throughout the course of the day. And I know with me, the biggest struggle that I had was, and it's still tough dealing with it, but you get high hopes when you feel good and you're on an on time, and then it comes crashing down during an off time, and you're like, oh my God, this is the beginning of the end. My Parkinson's got worse. It's more mental. I need to realize that it's like a big wave. You're going to ride the high, but eventually it's going to come crashing down. That doesn't mean it's not going to start up. That wave isn't going to start up again. It's going to build up again and be a big, beautiful wave that you can ride again. So that's part of being in tune with my body, eliminating some of the outside sources that I don't need because I have enough with the Parkinson's. Then I'll take a look at it from another point of view, from like a gratefulness and a mindfulness, a Stoic thinking point of view. I review the day, to see how I handled situations. If I did something, why did I do it? Did I take the moment to pause and think things through before reacting? Did I waste too much time in the day worried about the stuff that I want or things that I don't have? Did I get hung up on something from my past that I just can't change? Did I waste time in that? Because, that would be the problems that I should have spent more time. To me, that's a problem because I should have spent more time being grateful for what I do have and telling the people that I love them, because you never know when your last day is going to be. Spend the time on that, not what you can't change in the past or what you're not going to have in the future, because you can't predict it and you can't change it. So I kind of sit back and I pretend like I'm like an outside observer of myself, and I look at that day and I just see where I can make changes or improvement, and I hope to build on that for the next day, because the whole point is that little by little, there's hopefully a lot less to correct in the course of that day because you're becoming a better person as things become habit. And then lastly, again, I know the same for everybody. I don't preach religion, but there's an old saying, WWGD, what would God do? I'll use the term faith because I know not everybody believes in the same thing, but I think we all believe in something, in a higher power. So I look at the decisions I made throughout the day, and I look at all the things and the ways in which I acted and things I said and the way I treated people. And I say to myself, if faith or God, my God, was looking back at me and he was standing next to me and we were watching a movie of my day, what would he say? Where could I improve? My pastor will be the first person to stand in line to tell you he's made mistakes, he's sinned. We all do. Nobody's perfect. But that's all part of your self-reflection. I do that on a daily basis to try and keep myself in check and to limit my mistakes to be the best person I possibly could be. For everybody that I love in my life, but for myself, to be the best person, the best version of myself that I could be. Listen, so that's it. I know it's kind of corny, but at the end of the day, I sit back and I look at my day. I review it as if I'm a doctor, a psychologist, a Stoic thinker, and then as a pastor or a priest. And I just take stock of what I've done as if I'm an outsider reviewing my own life in an effort to better myself. And I feel like once you start to do this and you see where the areas of improvement are needed, then you can start to apply the principles of gratefulness and Stoic thinking and gratitude and mindfulness and kind of help battle some of the pressures that you have living every day with Parkinson's or any other debilitating disease. You gotta evaluate yourself first and see where you have to improve. That's when the work begins. Love you guys. Talk to you tomorrow.